Hello again. This is the second episode of the Krys Fix, and my topic for today is books being turned into movies. This topic was brought to you by Linny again. She just keeps coming up with good topics and stuff that I really want to discuss. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Because I love books. I love reading. I love getting into the characters' minds that are in the books. I love the story. I love settings. I love a good book. And I think that I can give you guys some good info on what I think and what other people think about books being turned into movies. I also got some questions on this topic from Dark Angel from BMR. Shout out to her. She gave me a good list of subtopics, so got a lot to discuss. And hopefully you enjoy it. My first subtopic on this is do people who enjoy the movie TV adaptations tend to engage themselves in both mediums? And by that I mean, do people who watch the movie TV show also read the book, whether it's first or after the fact? I think most people do. And a lot of people I've read online, a lot of people say that they enjoyed the book better. And I can understand why. Books usually have more detail. They're more descriptive than the movies are, and sometimes the movies leave stuff out that are in the books. And I know if people have friends like me and they see the movie before they read the book, I'm usually like, okay, you need to read the book. You're going to really like it. If they really like the movie, then I advise them to read the book. Because the book, 9 out of 10 times, is usually better than the movie adaptation of the book itself. Like I said, I think, some people just like seeing the movies. Now it's becoming more common that people will just watch the movies and not read the book, which to me it's kind of sad. As a reader and somebody that really likes books, it's kind of heartbreaking to see people simply watch the movie instead of picking up a book and reading it. I will always think the book is better than the movie, and I'm one of those people that I would like to see the movie after reading the book. I'm kind of picky when I watch the movie. If I see something that's missing, or by the end of the movie there's a whole bunch of stuff that was cut out of the book, and I'll pick at it. I'm OCD like that. I think a movie should follow the book as best as possible. I know some movies have to cut stuff out, but it kind of bothers me. The next question is, do people mind the changes sometimes made for the screen adaptations? I mean, sometimes they cannot be helped, so as long as they are done in ways that make sense, can purists forgive such changes or not, at least on average? I think some people do, but others don't mind if some things are changed, as long as things aren't changed drastically. Like I said, I personally hate when stuff that was in a book is left out of the movies. But not everyone's like that. I'll enjoy it either way. But I get bothered by stuff being left out of the movies that was in the book. Like, here's an example. In the Hunger Games book, Katniss, in the beginning, is supposed to stop at the electric fence and listen for the humming sound to make sure she doesn't get electrocuted. And, in the movie, she kind of just hopped through a high voltage fence. And that kind of, I don't think that made sense to me, because if the fence is sometimes on, yeah, I would listen for the electricity surging through it before I just hop through the wires of the fence. I think that's something they should have put in the movie, but it was a good movie nonetheless. Here's another question. Do purists like seeing extended versions coming out on DVD, post-theatrical sales, or would they rather those be the ones that play in the theaters and be released first and foremost. Example, the Lord of the Ring movie adaptations. As for that question, I guess it depends on the person. I personally, I don't like sitting in a theater too long. I have ADHD, so sitting still for me for a long period of time is kind of hard. I gotta be up and moving at least a little bit. And I know some people would just rather be in the comfort of their home while watching a movie that long. But I think it depends on the person, really. Depends on your tolerance to stay in a place full of people, watching a movie for a couple hours. This is another Lord of the Rings related question. The Hobbit, is it necessary to make 3 movies? The book is shorter than the first book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the movie set had 1 film per book. Granted, each time was on the border of 4 hours when in extended form, but still, why not do that? Is it necessary to draw it out? No, I don't think it is. The fact that the book was shorter than all the other Lord of the Rings movies, books, I don't think The Hobbit really needs that many movies. If anything, the other books in the series should have longer movies and possibly multiple movies. Not the shortest book in the series, I don't think. I don't think that should have 3 movies, honestly. It's kind of ridiculous to me. But who knows? Maybe, I think other people probably like the fact that it's dragged out and all that stuff. I am not a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings, but I will say I like watching the movies better than reading the books, because honestly, the books can get boring at points, in my own opinion, and this is probably not the opinion of everyone, and it probably most definitely isn't, but I think the books got a little boring at points, and I lost interest, and I found myself putting the books down and not going back to them for like weeks at a time, because I would read another book that caught my attention more. But yeah, I don't think The Hobbit needs 3 movies. Oh, here's a good one. On to the HP movies. What are people's thoughts on the fact that they've had nearly a different director for each film, thus making the films each have a different feel as the movie series progresses? Does this make the flow, assuming you marathon the movies, feel a bit disjointed or odd, or do people not care, seeing as all the actors remain the same? Didn't get much info about this online, but in my opinion, I know that, seeing as I didn't get much info on this online, I'm assuming that people don't mind the change of directors. I honestly didn't. I think that each film fit, like, the scenery in each film fit close to what the books were. I'm not saying that the HP movies were accurate to the T with how the books went, but I'm saying the setting in the movie fit the settings in the book. I mean, you got the first 2 movies, which were when Harry was first starting at Hogwarts, and it was more a kid-orientated film and book, and then you go into like The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a bit darker, and the book was a bit darker than the first 2. Then The Goblet of Fire, it went a little bit more dark, and I think as the directors moved on and changed, I think still the movies were what they were supposed to be, in my opinion, and what was best for that particular setting, for that particular book. if that makes sense. On to the next question. How important is it to keep the actors the same, or nearly all the same, if you are filming books as a series of movies, especially when the filming is taking place over several years' time? Yes, it is important to have the same actors because they're portraying a character in a book, and unless it's a science fiction book where the character can change appearance or the way they look, I don't think the actors should change because you're getting a vision of that character when that first movie comes out, and that vision is stuck, and you want to see that throughout the rest of the films in the series. That's my opinion. That's what I think about it. I didn't find much info about that online, but I personally think it's important that the actors stay the same throughout a series. Yeah, that's my opinion. And that was all the questions I got from Dark Angel, and I would like to thank her for giving me some subtopics to discuss. I'm going to go on to my top 5 list of books that I enjoyed that have been turned into movies, or are going to be turned into movies. The first book on my list, or book series, is, of course, Harry Potter, by J.K. Rowling. I really loved the books. I read every one of them, and, I have to say, the movies, yep, I say this regardless, the movies are not as good as the books. If you haven't read the Harry Potter books and you've seen the movies, I advise that and if you enjoyed the movies, I advise that you read the books. There's so much more detail in them. There's so much more that you can just get lost in than there is in the movies. I mean, that book series is one book series that I really got into. I started reading it when I was like 12, and I can still read all those books to this day. If I had them at my disposal anytime I wanted, I would probably be reading them over and over. I can get so lost in the story and the characters and everything in those books, and I think that's what a story should be. That's what a good book should be. You can really get into the mind of the characters, and you can really get into how they're feeling, and you kind of feel the same way while they're feeling these emotions within the book, and you can just relate to it. I love books like that. My second book series on the list, not all the movies came out for this series yet, but I'm assuming you already know what I'm going to say. That's the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. I know Catching Fire is coming out in November. I can't wait to go see that. I really like the movie, the first movie, The Hunger Games. I love the books. That's another series I could really get into and read, and I'm not really into the first-person view of writing when people write in a first-person view, but I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed that book. And I can't wait to see the movies, the other 2 movies that are coming out for the series. That's Catching Fire and eventually Mockingjay. But yeah, that's another book series I can really get into and enjoy and just read over and over again. The third book on my list that's been turned into a movie is The Mist, by Stephen King. Now normally I don't like when things are changed in the movies that happened in the book. The ending of The Mist was in the movie was definitely different than the one in the book. In the book, the father doesn't kill his son, and in the movie he kind of does, and he kills the other, I think it's 3 people. I haven't read the book in a while, and I haven't seen the movie in a while, but the guy pretty much kills everybody in the car with him at the end of the movie, and then he realizes it's for nothing. I personally like both endings, and I mean, it's odd for me to say that, but yeah, but I agree with the change on the ending. Like I said, I like both endings, so I'm happy with the book ending and the movie ending. And that's one movie I will say it was okay with the way they changed what was in the book with that movie. Now the fourth book being turned into a movie that I enjoyed on my list is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I think the movie pretty much covered everything that was in the book, honestly, in my own opinion. I enjoyed both equally, and haven't read or seen the movie in a while, but I would like to again. Eventually I will. It's one of those movies and one of those books that you can read it once and be good for a while, and then one day you'll just be like, okay, I want to read it again. But it's one of those books you could take in doses. Now this is another one. This is a book, well, actually a short story in a book called Night Shift. The book Night Shift is by Stephen King, and there was a story called Battleground in it, and it was turned into a TV episode on a series called Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I think my favorite part of the book was when the plastic soldiers told the guy, they told Renshaw, the hitman, to surrender. And in the book, he writes down the word nuts, and that was his response to the plastic soldiers, which that reference was actually it came from the response that General Anthony McAuliffe gave to the Germans during the Battle of the Bulge, and I thought that was really cool. I like history, and I like learning stuff about that, like learning fun facts like that, and I like when it's incorporated into books and movies and stuff. I'm a huge fiction fan, so like if reality and fiction mix, I kind of like that. But I thought that was interesting. But in the TV version of it, instead of writing that response, the guy wrote, screw you. I mean, it's not something that bothered me because it was a simple change, but I did, just because I really did like the response in the book, because of the fact that I really like history, and I just think it did bother me a little bit, but it's not nothing that I would go crazy about. That's pretty much my top 5 list. Okay, well, I don't have many questions for this episode, so I'm just gonna move on to my rant of the day. This has nothing to do with books, has nothing to do with movies. That's not what my rants are for. My rants are just me babbling on about shit, and that I just figured I'd wanna get off my chest a little bit. My rant topic for today is drunk hoochies. Yeah, hoochies. I use the word hoochies because I don't really know how to describe these people in any other way. I thought up this topic when I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I was kind of reminiscing on my high school years and when I used to party and have fun and get drunk with people. I had a set group of friends that I used to hang out with, and we were just a group. It was just a group of friends that I hung out with normally, and usually I didn't stray from this group. But some of those friends, like I would have nights where I'd just, like during the weekend, I'd have somebody go buy me a bottle of alcohol, and I'd have my friends come over, and we'd just like to sit there and play video games. It was a good solid group, about 5 people maybe, and I noticed that whenever we all have that one friend that brings that one friend with them, and you don't know who they are until they get there, because they just call you on the phone and they're like, hey, so and so's with me. Can this person come with me? And you're just like, yeah, whatever, just come over, blah, blah, blah. Now, sometimes I'm the type of drunk that I like to sit there and I like to be quiet, play video games, watch a movie while I have a buzz. And when this friend of a friend is usually involved, not all of them, but some of them, and I'm speaking from personal experience. You got the one girl that will just not want to sit and be quiet as soon as they get a few fucking shots in them. It starts off like this. In my experience, it starts off with them on their cell phone. And they're talking angry to somebody, like either an ex or a boyfriend or somebody you're with, and they're just yelling and yelling and yelling. You motherfucker, you did me wrong, blah, 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 go see your baby mama. Shit like that. And you're just sitting there and you're just like, and then when they hang up the phone, they do that angry text thing where you can hear them press every fucking button on the phone. And it's like, okay. And you're kind of getting distracted at this point. And then they turn and they talk to you like they know you. And I'm not a big fan of people. And I've noticed that people like to talk to me as the first fucking choice. My friend brought you here. Talk to them. You're their responsibility tonight, not mine. And they'll turn and talk to you, and they will spill their fucking heart out. They will tell you how bad this motherfucker was to them, and they will tell you how many times they did them wrong, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, okay, that sucks. You really don't know how to respond, and it's like, it bugs the fuck out of me, and alright, that's just step one of the night of fucking fun you'll have with these drunk hoochies. The next step is they get all happy and giggly and they're down in fucking alcohol like it's fucking fruit juice or some shit. Like it's water. They're just down in shots. They get all happy and giggly and they start joking and being all friendly and hugging everyone, and I like my personal space, and when these people come at me and they want to hug me, it's like, you want to what? Now, if I have enough drinks in me, I get huggy too, but I don't like I'm not like these people that just grab you and they give you this death grip and they're I love you, you're so fun, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be real fun if you don't let me the fuck go in about 2.2. That's the next step. They get all lovey and shit, and then here comes the fucking climax. The fucking climax, and this is the greatest part. All right. Well, it's not so great in my opinion. But they start stumbling around your motherfucking house or your fucking apartment, and they're fucking bumping into shit, knocking shit over, and everything. And as they're stumbling around, everything in their fucking that tight ass 10 sizes too small tank top that they're wearing starts coming out, and you just see everything that's under their shirt, and it's like, please have some goddamn respect for yourself. I mean, honestly, that's the point where I'm like, alright, party's over. I need to fucking get back to my Kingdom Hearts or whatever fucking game I'm playing, and this bitch is not letting me get in the mindset. And their fucking shorts are so far up their ass that when they're stumbling around and jiggling and shit, you just get this rush of sickness in your stomach, and you're just you cannot like, and then the next day you just really can't look at them the same at all. After you've seen everything, like, I've seen a lot of girls that have done this, and it just like, I mean, have some class, have some dignity, put on a bigger shirt, put on some pants, don't let your shit fall out for everyone to see. I know you're drunk, but come on, it's, and I'm not trying to knock on people. Actually, yeah, I am, in a way, but I really, like I said, I don't give a fuck if my fucking words offend people. It's just, I don't care. But, I think I just had to get that off my chest, because I was thinking back, and I've seen a lot of tits, unwillingly. A lot of tits and ass, and that I did not want to see. And, yeah, I just want to make it clear, like, next time you decide to get drunk, and you got the stuff to show, but people don't want to see it, please, fucking wear something a little bigger. Because, you know, not everybody in the world wants to see your tits and your ass. In fact, I think it's really trashy. And, I just, like, my sister is one person that, she likes to dress in skimpy clothing at points, but she does know how to dress nice, and usually when I see her in some boom boom shorts and a fucking spaghetti strap top that her shit can fall out of if she turns the wrong way, yeah, I'm gonna tell her, no, have some fucking respect for yourself, change clothes before you leave this house. Yeah, I'm a little bit old-fashioned, and I think that, people's bodies should be fully covered if they're gonna be around people. I mean, don't wear pajamas in public. I mean, don't wear your underwear in public. And some shorts and shirts nowadays, that's something that not even I would wear for pajamas. It's like, what the fuck are people thinking? And some of these people, they don't even look good in this shit. Alright? You got the people that their fucking rolls are hanging out the sides of their shorts. You can see like 4 sets of fucking ankles, and you don't know where their boobs start and their belly begins. I mean, I'm not one to like bring people down, and I'm not pointing out specific people. So if this offends any of you, then obviously you're the type of person that sits there and walks around with your shit hanging out all the time. And I'm just gonna say, have some fucking respect for yourself. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody. I don't even find it attractive when skinny supermodel type chicks walk around with clothes like that. I think it's fucking disgusting, and it's really like, it's just fucking gross. I mean, leave something for the imagination. Don't bear all. Like, I guess that's all I have to say on that. But seriously, I'm gonna say this again. Have some fucking respect for yourself. Have some common decency, and have some respect for others that don't want to see what you have under your clothes. If people wanted to see what you have under your clothes, then I would think that they would tell you, not, it's just, but that's not even the point. What the fuck? I mean, I see kids dressed like this, fucking girls in high school. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Where's your mom and dad? Like, where are your parents? They let you walk out of the house like that? They should be slapped too. What the fuck? When I see these young girls dressing in these fucking tight ass fucking shorts that come up past their ass cheeks, and you can see like half of their fucking ass, and these shirts that fucking come down to like fucking here, like, are you kidding me? And like, if you were my kid, I would beat the living shit out of you and tell you to go put some fucking clothes on. It's disgusting. And the fact that parents let their daughters walk out of the house dressed like a whore is fucked up. Alright? I don't have a daughter. I have a son. But, if I did have a daughter, there's no fucking way in hell that they would ever walk out of the house with anything that went too much above their knee or too much down their chest. I'm sorry, you are wearing a fucking t-shirt. I don't care if the t-shirt's tight, as long as it covers everything. And your shorts, you're not, hell no. Daisy Dukes, fuck that. You're wearing some basketball shorts, honey. Yeah. You wanna argue with me about it? Fuck no. It's called common decency and respect for your fucking body. You don't respect your body if you're out flaunting it and showing it to everyone. That's disgusting. And when I see this shit, I am fucking appalled. It makes me sick to my stomach. You want your daughters to be strong, confident women, not some fucking hood rat showing off their tits and ass for every guy or girl to fucking see. It's not cute, it's not sexy, it's fucking disgusting and trashy. And I'm gonna end my rant with that. I think I've said enough. This has been the second episode of Krys Fix. You can follow me on Twitter and you can like my page on Facebook. Thanks to you that have subscribed to my channel already. And that's it. I'm gonna leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed the second episode. And I hope I get some feedback, and I hope I get some more subscribers. That's it. Thanks for watching.
I've gotta fight today till have another day, speaking my mind today.